funny because you say it so casually, right? Like, yeah, I recruited Zach. But for many entrepreneurs or future entrepreneurs watching, like one of the biggest fears or things they have is like, how do I find the right team? So like, let's dive in for a second. Like, how do you approach a conversation like that? What's your pitch? What's your, like, how do you convince someone that, like, hey, start up this business with me, be our operations person? Like, what does that look like?
Well, I would go back to the content component, right? If I think about meeting you, I've seen your content. I feel like I know you as well. You see my content. I think there's a mutual understanding that we probably would get along. And if I went to have lunch with you, it's like not a random lunch. I already kind of know who you are, what you represent, and same with me. Zach and I have known each other for now it'll be, I think, 5 years, 4 years when we started talking in September. Um, he saw my content. He knows who I am, what I stand for, what I want to do. He knew my vision before I even talked to him, right? And I knew him, through the network. So I think content definitely got me the opportunity content is the number one way I recruit people. They come to me, they say, hey, I've been watching your stuff for 2 years. I like what you had to say. I've seen your journey. I followed you go from maybe a downtime to an uptime. So, yes, I guess, I'm very lucky to have found great people, but I do think the content component, that's why as a franchisee, I think it's important to post too. It's always be recruiting, right? If I'm at a Dunkin' Donuts and the person serving me coffee is great, I might try to recruit them too.
Look, I can't remember where I heard it from recently, but they said, look, one of your primary jobs as a leader of a business or the CEO is to constantly be recruiting and finding talent. That's like one of your main roles. And I don't know that most people really understand that. Like the success of your business will be in direct proportion to how badass your team is.
Yeah, I think it's the number one priority you should do. So, and if you think about it, like Zach joining us was, first of all, in our industry was very much a, whoa, what's going on there? That looks like there's some momentum. And then his ability to recruit his team. There's a saying when you're hiring, hire the director of engineers and they'll find the engineers. In a sense, so hire a leadership role and they'll bring, and so we have a rule at our company, or policy, if you will, that like I will never hire a support person for a leader in my organization. Our CMO is going to hire their director of marketing because they work with them, not with me. And, so Zach was able to then go recruit other members of our team. And there's kind of just been a snowball from that.
If you enjoyed this short clip from the podcast, you can check out another short clip right here. Or if you want to watch the full episode of this podcast, you can watch that here. And remember, knowledge is not power. It's applied knowledge that's power. Take care. Have a great rest of your day.